Welcome to the show.
Loud.
With us, we have East Side musicians.
That's right.
A Latino,
Right.
and I want to get this right,
Okay.
alt cumbia pop band.
Indie-pop cumbia.
So you were close. You were close.
No, rather Indie-Cumbia-Pop, actually.
So I just got the alt and the indie
you were
wrong.
close. You were close. Indie-Cumbia-Pop.
Indie-
Even I got it wrong.
Cumbia.
So, I apparently, I don't
made
know.
up the term, and I can't even get it right. How can I expect you to get it right?
Indie-Cumbia-Pop.
Indie-Cumbia-Pop. And I'm going to be honest.
Sure.
I've listened to 42, and I had this a couple years, 2 of your songs.
Okay.
And that is my extensive cumbia experience.
Yeah.
However, I did enjoy them.
Yeah.
But
You guys are rocking. Let me
Thank
just
you.
put it that
Thank
way.
you very much.
Thank you, fellas.
And it's Como las Movies,
Right.
right?
Como las movies.
Como las Movies. So we're going to the movies with these guys. So and my understanding is every song that you have is a remix of a soundtrack off of 80s movies, correct?
You get it right.
That's pretty close. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So tell us about how the band formed.
Okay.
Tell us about your influences. So tell us about the start.
So the band's been going on for quite a few years, actually. This is the latest current lineup and probably the last lineup that'll ever be of Cola's movies. So I started this around 2013.
Okay.
And then played around for a few gigs here and there, released a couple of singles around 2014, and then it disbanded. At least the lineup I had didn't work out, and then spent a couple of more years just kind of looking for folks. Ended up with meeting Alfredo.
With this miserable...
Jack, no. Ended up with an amazing.
Fade.
Ended up meeting these guys, and it's just we've been together since 2016 officially. And so we've been working since then, and that's how that got started. Como las Movies was basically a political, social, musical, cultural reaction to just life, and to everything, and expressing all that through music.
Okay.
And taking the indie cumbia pop, taking all those elements that we really dig. And I want to turn this over to Alfredo because I want him to describe a little bit of what cumbia is. He's actually from Monterrey, Mexico, and cumbia is actually from Colombia, but he has a better understanding of what Mexican cumbia, which is what I was influenced by.
Okay.
So when I met Alfredo, it was like, this is a perfect marriage.
So you're the indie, and he's the cumbia.
Well, I'm cumbia too. I'm from the border, but I grew up with a lot
Okay.
of Mexican cumbia myself. But I think he has a better sense. He's being the drummer, has probably a better sense.
I'm
of
the
how that
cumbia
works.
guy. So I'm from Monterrey. I'm very influenced by cumbia rhythms. When I met Nelson, we were drinking actually. And,
So let me get this straight. 2 musicians in Austin were drinking at a bar.
What?
yeah, when Nelson told me about the opportunity to be part of Como las Movies, I was really interested, excited, because that was my perfect opportunity to play what I really like and what I am influenced. I've been playing rock, but I'm Mexican-American now, but I have all the Latino influences, so it was perfect. Thank you very much for inviting me. And
From the videos I've seen, like traditionally you think of a rock band and you got like the drum set, but I'm seeing you playing different
Percussion instruments.
different types of percussion than maybe most people, because in their mind, we say pop and indie, and there might be an assumption of like a traditional rock band with a Latino spin, but most of the percussion that I've seen you playing, describe the percussion that you typically play or the types of sounds.
Okay, that's another part. From being from Monterrey, I'm very influenced by Omar Góngora, which is a drummer from Kinky, congas, electronics, and a few drums.
And Kiki's a band from Mexico.
Okay.
So it's a band from Monterrey, actually.
Monterrey, Mexico.
Kinky?
Kinky, yeah.
Okay.
So yes, I can tell you guys that blend that Como las Movies has. It reminds me. I'm gonna say there's a cumbia band in Mexico named Los Acosta. Como las Movies remind me that kind of synth. Sound. And,
I hear that for sure.
But then now we have the shoegaze sound, and for me, it's still kind of Los Acosta. It's a very famous band in Central Mexico. I had to say, like, we're kind of developing that new wave sound, cumbia new wave. I don't know what.
Yeah, cumbia,
what do you say,
right?
like alt cumbia pop sound.
So let's get into pop
Yeah,
real quick.
pop.
Jaguar, where do you
Jaguar, you're the pop, I guess.
where do you fit into this?
It's a very Austin situation in that the longer you're in this town of many musicians, just paths end up crossing at some point. I'm really indebted to a great friend, Joseph Loney, who brought me to introduce me to Nelson. And I used to play with him in a band called La Guerrilla here in town. That was a kind of like a world music band. And that's how I came across playing with these guys. I was raised in San Antonio, so I heard a lot of cumbia growing up. So my wife and I moved up to Oregon, where there wasn't such world music influence. There was a lot of the freak folk thing was really big there, and coming back here, my wife and I came back to be closer to family. We still have a lot of family in San Antonio, and I really made a point of it to just immerse myself in the abundance of world music that's here. And unfortunately, when I was in San Antonio, I feel I took it for granted. And it really took moving somewhere else to where it wasn't so prevalent to truly appreciate it.
And I think that's a common thing. You know, you're in an area and you take things for granted, and then you move, and one of the things about Austin, obviously, is it is a melting pot, right? That created an environment for someone like yourselves to come together. And, I wanted to make the joke when he said, it took him 2 years in Austin to find musicians. So he must be very particular. Because let's be honest, it's not hard to find musicians in Austin.
Right.
Especially guitar players.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. But it's hard to find the right musician.
It's hard to find the right musicians
That's right.
for
Correct.
what you're trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
And I think that speaks volumes to what you're trying to do, because you had a vision in your head. And one of the things that we really try to share with our show is look at what's going on around you. And you guys just played Blues on the Green recently. And so congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a big opportunity.
It was a lovely experience.
Yeah,
I'll say that a million times. It was a
Amazing.
lovely experience.
Next time I'm bringing my swimming trunks. Learn the hard way.
Cowboy hat.
Just swim trunks and a cowboy hat.
That's it. Yeah.
That's a whole other show, guys.
That is. Cowboy boots.
We want to expose people, and we tell people, when you come here, there is a place for you. There is a niche for you.
Yeah.
And, there is a vibrant Latino community in Austin.
Yep.
There is a vibrant Latino music scene in Austin. And it's not huge. It's not the biggest music scene of any, major city, but there is a place for it. If I've moved to Austin, where am I going to go around town to catch your vibe and to catch that's my crowd?
Sahara Lounge comes to mind.
Love it. Yeah.
Sahara Lounge for sure. That they definitely cater to basically every type of
They
style of
cater to
music.
everybody. As a matter of fact, Ross was just on here, Riders
Exactly,
Against the Storm.
yeah,
and
yeah.
They do every.
It's lovely.
Yeah.
Sahara Lounge,
Hotel Vegas.
Hotel Vegas, who we just played this past
Yeah.
Saturday. Very open to that.
Empire.
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 Very open to those for sure. Blues on the Green. I mean, ACL, they welcomed us with open arms. So that was really cool to allow a Latin band to go up there and do their
Play
thing.
the blues.
So
ABGB,
ABGB,
has
yes,
been very
yes,
kind to
ABGB,
us,
that's
and,
correct.
and
Thank you,
they've
yes,
been wonderful
ABGB.
to many
That's right.
bands here in town.
And all of these are great venues that
Yeah.
you can see, like you said, a cross section of music.
sure.
Right.
Some places they very much have their vein, and that's 95%. But some places they're always exploring, always
Exactly.
finding. And
But to your point earlier,
8
man,
of
a
them.
few moments ago, you mentioned this is where this band could only happen here.
yeah,
Because we're all come from different places with these ideas, and then we just come together. Oh, okay, we can put these things, meld these things together, I guess, and put these things together and create something like Como las Movies,
Yeah.
where they understand. Oh, I like what you're doing because I can relate to some of that, or just it can only happen in this town, as
Yeah.
you mentioned earlier. Yeah,
absolutely.
And that there are so many opportunities here for musicians. I mean, this town is very, very
except-
kind.
except the place to live.
Musicians, there's not enough. Come.
Getting expensive.
Come on, come
Hey,
on.
we need more. We need more of them. Yeah.
The memo's already out. But that being said, this town is very kind.
Well, now you opened up a can of worms, man. When it comes to musicians being able to afford living here, it's.
Yeah.
I'm really worried that we're gonna start losing that because musicians can't afford to live here.
So
It's tough, man. I mean, I have a 9 to 5. I have to be able to.
Well, let's segue with that. Support your local musicians. Support your local artists.
Yeah.
And the best way to do that
Yep.
is obviously streaming exposes, but streaming doesn't pay the bills for these guys. Go to their shows, pay the cover,
Right.
Buy their merch, buy their vinyl, buy artists' shit.
Here.
That's what it's all about. When when the tip jar comes around, sorry, I don't have cash. Now artists are like, here's the tip jar and our Venmo.
Right. Yeah,
but
for
I'm
sure.
okay with that. Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm less offended when an artist passes around a jug and then says, or you can Venmo me, or they've got the new thing
where you
with
can
the
swipe the
cards
card and everything over at the merch
you know
table.
what?
or
Fuck
the
yeah.
square.
Yeah,
the
fuck
well,
yeah.
no, they have ones that are built for artists now.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
Austin.
that one. You're
Yeah.
right. I heard
Yeah.
about it.
You need to get one of those.
Yeah.
You're right.
Like
You're right.
having
We need to
a
get one of those.
jar.
Yeah.
Throw $20 on there, guys.
For sure.
I mean, people are sitting there drinking $15 cocktails and then putting $3 in the artist's jar.
No, not cool.
And that's not cool.
Not cool.
Like, buy a $20 T-shirt, put $25 in the tip jar, hit them up in the DM, and say,
Right.
"Thanks, guys. I was at your show last night, and I appreciate you."
And
because
yeah.
if we don't do that, this will be the next Silicon Valley.
Right.
Everything that brought us all here will disappear within 10 years if we do not support these musicians, these artists, these creatives. If we do not, a 25, 27, 28-year-old kid with a $1,200 a month apartment is making $150,000 a year. Give these guys $25 a couple times a week. Please. We'll end it on that.
Yeah.
Thank you, folks. Have a good night. Thanks, guys, for coming.
Thanks for coming.
Appreciate it.